The Honourable Member for Salaberry-sur-Roi. Mr. Speaker, once again, we need to talk about this federal government's management of the borders. Radio-Canada has revealed that Mexican drug cartels are taking advantage of this government's negligence. And it's taking advantage of that to make a fortune. For example, they're producing fake Mexican passports to help smuggle people to Canada and the U.S. Mr. Speaker, both the RCMP and CSIS alerted the Minister of Public Safety about this last spring. What has the government been doing since the spring to take back control of its own borders?
L'honorable ministre.
The Honourable Minister. Mr. Speaker, of course, we share all Canadians' concerns about the integrity of our borders. And that is why we have invested more to strengthen our security posture at the border. That is why I went to Washington a month and a half ago. I spoke with the Americans about how we can further cooperate. I also spoke with Quebec's Minister of Public Safety. We will continue to increase officers at the border to ensure that safety there is maintained. The Honourable Member for Salaberry-sur-Roi. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, there is a human smuggling network at the Canadian border organized by Mexican drug cartels. And the federal government knows all about that because our intelligence services told the government what was happening. The Quebec government is very concerned. In fact, it said that at some point, someone is going to have to wake up in Ottawa. The Quebec government also said that the federal government is unfortunately not doing its work, and Quebec is having to take on that burden. Mr. Speaker, when will this government finally take back control of its own borders? The Honourable Minister. Mr. Speaker, it's not that I want to disagree with my colleague, but we have not lost control of the border. On the contrary, Mr. Speaker, we are working closely with our intelligence and security services. As much as possible, under Canadian intelligence legislation, we are sharing information to enable our partners, whether American, Mexican, Canadian, including our Quebec partners, to enable them to do everything they can to better secure our borders. And I'm looking forward to continuing these positive discussions with the Minister in Quebec on this topic. The Honourable Member for Lac-Saint-Jean. Mr. Speaker, just for a second, put yourself in the shoes of people trying to leave Mexico. They're willing to do a lot to leave their country, especially because of the cartels. Cartels that have tendrils everywhere and absolutely no respect for human life. And then imagine how they feel when they get to Canada and they realize that the same old cartels are controlling the border here. Those same cartels, even in Canada, are going to make money off them. Mr. Speaker, when will this government finally show some humanity? When will it finally take back control of the border? The Honourable Minister. Mr. Speaker, a few moments ago, I said that we as a government have taken action right from the beginning of the situation to protect our border. We have spoken with our American and Mexican partners. We have spoken about the importance of controlling irregular migration. And we have invested a great deal more in border safety services and our intelligence services. Exactly in order to do everything we can to continue to keep our borders safe. Of course, we are always looking for new good ideas to better improve the situation.
The Honourable Member from